What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Marvel edition of the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things matter to me in the world of Marvel films. This is episode number 42, and in this episode, I just want to take the time to follow up a little bit more on the Marvel event that took place yesterday at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. And of course, Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige revealed all the titles that are coming out for Phase 3, but there's still some questions from the fans about what's going on with some other characters. For example, there was no mention of a fourth Iron Man film. There's no mention of a Hulk solo film or a Black Widow film. So what's up with these characters? Well, I got the answers for you right here. Well, with regards to Iron Man, we're going to see him in Civil War. We're also going to see him in one of the Infinity War films. But it looks like, and it's quite possible, that Phase 3 will see the end of the Tony Stark character. If he's going to appear as Iron Man in a solo film, it means that he's going to appear in Phase 4, which hasn't been announced. This is way too early to be announcing Robert Downey Jr. to reprise his role in a solo film as Iron Man. That looks like that we're not going to see that announcement for a very, very long time. So if he's coming out at all with the solo film, it's going to be in Phase 4. Now, what about Don Cheadle? I mean, Don Cheadle, he plays War Machine. If Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back, he could be the one to be donning the Iron Man suit. So that is possible. And could Don Cheadle be the next armored Avenger? It's quite possible, and I'm sure that's not something that has been ruled out. All right. So I mean, after all, if Captain America goes away and he's completely done, Sebastian Stan signed up for a 7-picture deal, okay, which means that he's going to appear somewhere in Phase 3, and he's possibly going to be appearing in Phase 4, all right? But he's definitely coming back somewhere in Phase 3, at least once or twice, okay? So there you have it. That's what's going on with Iron Man. Now, what about Hulk? A lot of people were really wondering or hoping for a Hulk solo film for Phase 3. Well, obviously, after seeing these announcements for these titles, he's not going to be in there. But Kevin Feige did mention that, Hulk works well with the Avengers as a team, and therefore you'll be seeing Hulk in all the Avengers films. Okay? So we're going to see him in Avengers Age of Ultron in Phase 2. And we're also going to see him in both Infinity War films in Phase 3. Now, when asked, is there plans for a solo Hulk film, he didn't rule that out. He didn't say that there's no plans for it. He said, we'll see. Okay? Which means that it still could happen. Now, Mark Ruffalo if Mark Ruffalo is going to appear in Age of Ultron and Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2, that means he will have fulfilled more than half of his 6-picture deal contract with Marvel Studios. Okay, that means he has only 2 more films to do. So could he be in another Avengers film in Phase 4? And will he also be in a solo film in Phase 4? That's all up in the air, but it's quite possible that's going to happen. Now, what about a Black Widow solo film? I mean, how many people out there really want to see a Black Widow solo film? I don't. Okay, mainly because I find that while she is a great character and she does have a huge fan base, especially if you're a fan of the comics, I find that in the film, in this interpretation of her character, I think she's supporting character material. Therefore, Kevin Feige just straight up mentioned that there are no plans for Black Widow to have her own solo film, even though a lot of people want to see that. It's not happening. It is just not happening at all. No plans for her in Phase 3, and possibly not even going to get her in Phase 4. But once again, just like Hulk, Kevin Feige said that she works the best with the Avengers, and therefore she's going to be appearing in the Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. All right. Now, what about Spider-Man? I mean, obviously the big billion-dollar question was asked, and that is, could we be expecting to see Spider-Man joining? I mean, obviously, you guys know that Spider-Man is a Sony property. Okay, it's a property of Sony. So how is it going to work out with Marvel Studios? Obviously, both studios will have to collaborate together. or Sony will just have to sell the rights completely, which they're not going to do. Trust me, they're not going to do that ever in a million years. Okay, but you know what? He said, that it is something that is not ready to be announced. Okay? It's not ready to be announced. So, I mean, it could it could happen. I mean, that is very, very vague. Something that is not ready to be announced means that it's possible that they will be telling us the confirmation when it is ready to be announced, which is not right now. Okay, so that's still a hint that it could happen. Now, one thing I want to really mention is that if you look at Phase 3 and how these films are released, you'll notice that they come out on specific dates. That is specific months. May, July, and also November. So 2 films in the summer movie season. It's a great time to cash in, okay? And then November, because there's a big enough gap from the summer movie season, and then people want more. So let's give them something in November. So May, July, and November. Now, 2017 and 2018 is when we'll get 3 Marvel Cinematic Universe films in a year, okay? But it starts slowing down in 2018, and also we're left down to 1 film in 2019, and that is on November. And that is in 2019. We'll be getting the Avengers: Infinity War Part 2 in May 3rd of 2019, which means that Phase 4 could start in July of 2019, and then the film following. The following Phase 4 film will come out next on November of 2019. Okay? So even though Phase 4 is still ways ahead, we're not even through Phase 2 yet. Okay? They're just announcing Phase 3, but it looks like Phase 4 will start in 2019, which is a long ways away. Because of the fact that there's 10 films in Phase 3. But anyways, I just want to throw this stuff out there just because, you know what? People do want to see Hulk, Black Widow, and Iron Man, Spider-Man. But looks like if we're going to see them, like a more focused story about them, it's going to be in Phase 4. And Phase 3 looks stacked. So there you have it. That's all I really got to say in this video. I'm going to leave you the link to the extended version of the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer, which is now online, and it was shown on the episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And what it really shows us is this party scene. The only thing that's really different is this party scene where the Avengers are trying to lift up Thor's hammer, and then we see Black Widow discovering Loki's scepter on a Samsung tablet. That's the only thing that's really different. Other than that, it's really the same Age of Ultron trailer. But anyways, I'm done talking. I just want to share with you my thoughts about Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and what we could possibly see. But in the meantime, let's get excited for Phase 3. And of course, Avengers Age of Ultron. And that's all I got to say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. You know what I'm saying? His half-brother, I don't know, his brother, right? Thor. To trick Thor into thinking that he was alive, but actually